Prime Minister Modi spoke of his vision for Jammu and Kashmir and said it should be recreated as the paradise it once was. He also urged people today to hug each and every Kashmiri. However, despite the international attention on Kashmir, India has made it very clear it's not going to be on the agenda when the Prime Minister visits the US at the end of this week. Today also marks the 46th day of restrictions in the valley.
It's a packed week for the Prime Minister in America starting Saturday. 2 meetings with President Trump, nearly 20 other bilaterals, and his big UN General Assembly speech on Friday, the 27th. India is clear, however, that despite the international focus on Kashmir, it will not be on Mr. Modi's agenda and any offer of mediation is off the table.
370 का मुद्दा तो एक इंटरनल इशू है. उसमें से एक मुद्दा जरूर आतंकवाद का है, लेकिन इस पे फोकस नहीं रहेगा. फोकस रहेगा कि भारत का इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय एक इंटरनेशनल प्लेटफॉर्म पे हमारा क्या किरदार हो सकता है, क्या रोल हो सकता है, और प्राइम मिनिस्टर इस मामले में अपना विजन प्रस्तुत करेंगे.
His schedule includes a meeting with American CEOs of energy giants on the 21st evening in Houston, Texas. On the 22nd, the big Howdy Modi community event where he shares the stage with President Trump in front of 50,000 Indian Americans. Senior Democratic lawmakers will also be there. On the 23rd, the PM takes part in a climate summit in New York where he will make a major speech. The big bilateral with President Trump is on the 24th. An investment roundtable with 40 major companies on the 25th. And his address to the UN General Assembly on the morning of the 27th, New York time, after which he leaves for Delhi. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan speaks shortly after Mr. Modi. Days ahead of his departure, Mr. Modi, on campaign mode in Maharashtra, talked about reaching out to Kashmiris, who, ironically, are on day 46 of a communication lockdown, while the entire Kashmiri opposition mainstream is still in detention.
वो विकास चाहते हैं, रोजगार के नए अवसर चाहते हैं. कल तक कहते थे कश्मीर हमारा है, अब हिंदुस्तानी कहेगा हमें नया कश्मीर बनाना है. वहां फिर से एक बार स्वर्ग बनाना है. हर कश्मीरी को गले लगाना है.
While India has support from the US and other major powers on Article 370, the lockdown in Kashmir is attracting criticism. The European Union has said, while some of the restrictions are reportedly lifted, the situation has not returned to normalcy. There have been arrests of political leaders, activists and human rights defenders. Stressed the importance of steps to restore the rights and freedom of the population in Kashmir. The UN Secretary General too said human rights must be fully respected in Kashmir, but that it was for India and Pakistan to talk, not for the UN to step in.
I go on with a clear opinion that human rights must be fully respected. That dialogue between India and Pakistan is an absolutely essential element for the solution of the problem.
With Trump by his side, Mr. Modi has clearly got strong support from the world's oldest democracy. But the world's largest democracy, India, continues to face questions over a lockdown on its own people. With Nidhi Razdan, Vijay Kumar for NDTV.